So I go down. This was truly an historic March for Life. There were upwards of 100,000 people there. The thing that's most shocking when you get there is how young it is. You have no idea how young it is, especially because the media don't cover the event, even though it's a massive annual event that's been going on almost 50 years. You go there, I think the median age is probably like 19. And these people are so young. And I was trying to understand, why is the March for Life so young? Obviously, there are parents there, and there are priests and nuns, and there are some politicians, and so there are older people too. But mostly it's teenagers and people in their 20s. I think it's because for young Americans, abortion most visibly affects their generation. A full quarter of millennials and Gen Z are not here because of abortion. 1/4 of them have been killed through abortion. So I think it really rings home for them. I spoke to a number of people out there. Let's just take a little listen to the difference between the March for Life and the Women's March. Here's a young man I met named Jorge. Jorge came up to me, I had a sign that said, "Tell us your story." He said, "Hey, you still taking stories?" I said, "Absolutely." He goes, "All right, I've got one for you." Jorge grew up in foster care. Here's his reaction to the pro-abortion movement.
I grew up a foster child, and I see many people who use people's bad experiences in foster care as a supportive reason for why abortion should be legalized and even promote abortion for those reasons. Because my mother chose life, I'm able to be used as a vessel to help other people in this world.
And you don't think that the suffering that you had to endure, it was just not worth it at all, and be better if you never even had a life?
No, I'm thankful for the life that I have, and you know, if just having that chance means so much to me, and today's a great day for me to remember that.
And you're out here marching and sending a message to the people who say that people like you shouldn't even be around.
No, I actually think that's a very ignorant argument, whether they mean to be offensive or not. To say it's probably better that you are dead than you have a hard life. That's not even their decision to be made, and it's just a very ignorant argument.
You know, that's just one of the stories from March for Life. We have a video up at the Daily Wire YouTube page. You can check out a number of them. But it's profound, because what Jorge honed in on, as he said, suffering is not a reason to end a life. In other words, we all suffer. Life has suffering, and yet life is a beautiful thing. And we'll see that at the extreme at the end of the show when we talk about Kobe Bryant. That's the one side of it, right? You talk to people like Jorge, you talk to other people at the March for Life, and they are normal. I mean, for lack of a better word, they are normal. They seem grounded. They have a balanced view of the world. They understand that life has suffering, but they're happy for life. They're vibrant. They're vital. You know, the thing that was so interesting about speaking to them is they weren't terribly emotional. They had joy, but joy is not just an emotion. Joy is this spirit of hope, this kind of energy, this kind of life. And they weren't terribly emotional. They weren't yelling. They weren't screaming. They were just joyful. Thank you for tuning into the Daily Wire, one of the fastest growing conservative media outlets in the country. If you enjoyed this video, and really, even if you didn't, please be sure to give it a like and subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you don't miss out on any of our content.